So I met Charlie Burnell, producer, in June last year, and it's really just gone on since then. And we started looking at what we're going to do with the tent, what the scenic layout was going to be. Then I started working with Rupert and Mike, storyboarding the show, working through the script towards the end of last year, and then ultimately designing, which started in probably December, through to this very day. Actually never read the book as a kid, but there's something strange about it, which means that it's always in the public conscience, I think. It's a sort of, it's become this kind of myth that is as potent as Father Christmas or the Tooth Fairy. I think the main thing that we started thinking about with Narnia was to try and develop a coherent heritage. And so I looked at a lot of tribal costume and folk communities. There's a heavy Inuit influence. That sort of coupled with man's connection with wood, the relationship that essentially Lucy has with the wardrobe is, I guess, exploded across the whole design concept. The metaphor would go that a tree would grow in Narnia, compounded by the extreme elements, which are ice and fire, which kind of the witch employs, and is then cut down and turned into the wardrobe, which becomes a gateway into that world. It's an environment that is so akin to circus and has its roots in circus. And circus employs height, it uses earthbound physical comedy, and it also uses the movement of the round a lot. So those were the three sort of basic things I knew that we needed to acknowledge. And I think we do that, and I think that it's fluid enough and various enough for those things to all be happening at the same time now, which is lovely. All this stuff is exploding off the stage, and there's very little difference between the front row and the back row in a really strange way. And because the canopy of the projection comes right behind the audience, that experience is pulling all of those people into the show right to the very back row. And for that, it's a really successful example of a singular immersive experience.